recorder on. So, what does it mean to be a YouTuber? YouTube is a dream job for obvious reasons. You get to travel, share what you're passionate about, and impact the world in a really profound way. Today, if you want to make films online, you need to know what value can you share. And sometimes that isn't obvious. YouTubers are performers, and their performances can be specified. They can teach, entertain, inform, like the news, or tell stories. If you think of the reasons why people go on YouTube, they're centered around information or inspiration. That's valuable knowledge or valuable emotion. As a freerunner and explorer, I wanted to share the stories of me chasing what I was passionate about when I first decided to become a YouTuber. And often, that's exactly what I was able to do. But some of us now are at the point where we know we want to be a YouTuber as a job, but we don't at all know what we want to share. The creative act is fucking terrifying for this very reason. To manifest beauty from scratch is the artist's job. Your favorite YouTubers are those that share the most beautiful art in your eyes. If you've decided to be an artist, this is what you have to do. Construct beauty from the bottom up. The creative act is all about making connections. The greater the connection, the more terrifying the journey. That's called the resistance. When making art, it embodies itself in the fears of judgment, failure, wasted time, etc., etc. It's all fear itself. In my circumstances, it embodies itself in extreme anxiety whenever I make a film that isn't about adventure. And that negative feeling is so powerful, but the resistance is only stress. It isn't suffering, it isn't even physical pain, it's just fear. To overcome it, all you need to do is dance with it. Here's how. Don't expect it to be easy. You can't be too hard on yourself. There's something called the proximal zone of development. We as humans are most engaged when we are just outside of our comfort zone. If we're inside of it, there's simply no growth and therefore no newfound connection. If you push yourself too far, it's like jumping in the deep end when you don't know how to swim. You'll only drown. That means take baby steps. Do what you can. Although I do have to say, the farther the leap of faith you take, the more fulfilling the reward. A great example of this is cliff diving. When you're jumping off of cliffs into water, you can work your way up to the bigger jumps, and you should. But the further the leap of faith and the higher the jump that you aren't comfortable with, the more profound the experience it will be when you succeed. Where there's extreme risk, there's extreme opportunity. The next thing to remember is to dance with it. Tremendous fear and anxiety always comes before the greatest beauty. I remember it's like taking a ballet class or having amazing sex. In these extreme situations, when you're out on the edge of your limits, it's an active effort to stay on track and keep your composure. When I tried ballet for the first time, I was put right on the edge of what I was capable of, and there were times where I failed miserably because I was trying to force myself to keep up. The solution is dance. Allow yourself to fail and move at your own pace, or else you'll end up being, again, overwhelmed and drowning in the deep end. The best thing you can do is join a team. A big part of why we fail in life is the fear of being alone. Standing out of the crowd used to mean risking being expelled from our tribe for the majority of human history. And to a certain extent, it still does. The only difference now is that it won't kill you. Try to find people who share a similar dream. It's a powerful way to feel safe while feeling creative. Something to remember is that we aren't meant to go it alone. But those of us who can are regarded as heroes. Standing alone used to be our greatest vulnerability, but now it can be our greatest strength. I was wondering why I didn't feel this resistance when making adventure films. The answer revealed a possibility that excites me to the core. When I think about the greatest fears that I've faced in my life, they ultimately became my greatest passions. The first time I climbed an industrial crane hundreds of feet in the air, I was frozen. There was an extremely deep and gnawing fear in my gut, and I thought the guy who I had seen climb on a crane on YouTube was insane. Overcoming that fear let me experience the beauty of seeing the world from an extremely beautiful perspective, and pushing myself to do the things that I thought were impossible. The resistance comes before the beauty. When the beauty is in New York City from the sky, the film made after that is a breeze. It's easy. Filmmaking can be a powerful way to capture beauty, but the more terrifying spirit of filmmaking or creating any art or making any profound connection is revealed when creating the beauty out of nothing, when making a genuine connection. What's amazing is that once you overcome fear, passion follows. Not only in creating art, but in the art of living itself. Fear is the doorway to passion. And facing that fear is really fucking difficult. So we better get to it. I hope you guys liked that film. This was my first structured, maybe not first, but one of my first structured attempts to make something out of nothing. And a great explanation of overcoming this process is labeled in a book, Do the Work. I'll link that down below if you guys want to check it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.